Hello Gemini, and welcome to your mid-October 2021 reading. I'm really excited to help you look into your energy today for the Sun, Moon, and Rising signs of the Gemini Collective. Remember, this is a general reading and will not resonate with every single person. However, the energies can be reversed, so you can assign the roles as you please. If this reading does not resonate with you, just stick around because there may be something in the reading that you need to hear. And these messages are timeless, so it doesn't matter when you're brought to this reading. There's maybe something in it for you. During this reading and all of my readings, the angels are bringing the Holy Fire Reiki energy to you. If you're wanting to know about the 1010 portal that we all just went through, it is in the link at the description box above. And I always have suggested videos at the end as well. I am doing personal readings, so check out the link in the description box down below for my website. If you like this reading or entertain in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. This way you get notified as soon as I post something new. What we're doing today for the 15th on until the end of the month is we're still in Mercury retrograde. That will go stationed on the 18th, and then the closer we get to November, the energy will lighten up and lighten up. But this last week generally will be one of the strongest days, just so that you are aware of that. Between now and the 18th already, you could already be in some really strong energy. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to specifically look at the Justice card. And this is actually the card of Libra, because Mercury retrograde is in Libra, so I want to see the energy that's happening around this retrograde until the end. Some of you guys already know what's happening because you're in the middle of it, and you've seen things resurface and you have re-examined things. This time period that you may be re-experiencing will be between the years of 1994 and 1999, and also 2005 and 2008. Those are going to be the things that may be resurfacing for you. So if you see something in your life right now, go back in time and start to see, was there other things that were happening similarly in those time periods that are happening right now, and what did you do in those instances, and what can you do differently? Because time is not linear, it's multidimensional, so we're living in multi time periods at the same time. We have different timelines happening at the same time. So while you're healing your adult self, you're actually healing the aspects of your child as well. So that's why we go back into our childhood and re-examine the things. And I get people all the time who say, what is my soul purpose? Everybody's soul purpose here is to learn love. Everybody's soul purpose here is to learn self-worth. Now, God gave you gifts that you can utilize in order to help you learn more about yourself and how to love yourself. But those gifts aren't necessarily your soul purpose. They're gifts. They're things that you, in your soul contract, decided that you wanted to bring those into this life experience for you. So sometimes people get caught up, and I did that too. For the longest time, I was like, oh, I sing well, so I must have, my soul purpose must have something to do with singing. And so, no, I think that just was a way of connecting back into the divine. There's a reason why I like to sing, is because I always thought that it was because when I got on stage, it felt like I was a different person, and I was able to express myself and share feelings with people without it actually being me. Like I could be within the character that I was portraying in like musical theater or something like that. I could be the character and really live in that experience and help. And I was thinking I was able to heal myself in that way. But if I did that, I wouldn't be here helping you with your life experience. So my sole purpose was to heal myself, so that I would be able to access these gifts to where I could help you on your journey. So it's very interesting how we sometimes get stuck in the fact that we think that our gifts are where we're supposed to be living. I think the gifts are where we're supposed to be healing and learning who we are and loving ourselves, and then that will open up the doors maybe for something different. This card is the card of Libra. We're going to take a look at that. It is about balance and perception and objectivity. You could have been looking at through this whole retrograde, so I want you to be introspective for a moment and think about, during this retrograde, what was it that you were looking at? Was it for the home? Did you have legal issues coming up for you about your property that needed to be resolved? Were there contracts that needed to be signed? Were there ways that you were making progress in your home? Let's look at relationships. There's a lot of people in the world. We're all going to experience it differently. So let's talk about relationships. What does Libra do for relationships? Libra balances out the practical issues that are important, focusing in on the emotional aspects, like are your emotional needs being met in your relationships? It's about finding the right balance between work and relationship as well. So some of you guys are not balanced in either one of those. Some of you guys are focusing too much on relationships and disregarding your work. Some of you guys are focusing too much on work and putting your relationship on the back burner. You may be getting tested at work. You may be having different job interviews or negotiations, and those things can be really successful during the Libra time period. So if you're switching a job, hopefully it was one that you were already looking at, or you were already looking at this move before the retrograde came in. But if you haven't had those yet, then you might get them till the end of the month, because we are in the Libra time period. During this time, you may have been more frugal with your money during this financial period, but money matters will improve as we get closer to the November period. So you may have seen in Congress how they're going back and forth about the debt ceiling. You know, are we going to be getting a stimulus? Yes, no. What things are we going to be doing? It's just like this back and forth ping pong ball that they're throwing. And what we're going to see is that it's going to start to balance out as we get out of the retrograde and go closer to November. So during this time, you may have felt like balance at work and your relationship and your money issues have spiraled out of control. And now it's time to recognize the dishonesty, you know, the things that are being treated unfairly. Maybe you've gotten bad advice from people or trusted people that you shouldn't have trusted. It's time to speak your truth and find your voice and stay strong in your values. So the Justice, she is all about right values and rewarding fairness. She's very logical in the way that she influences things during this time period. It is a card of empowerment and advising you to take the left brain approach to take control. Listen to the advice from people around you that you do respect, because she could be putting different people, this energy could be putting different people in your life to help you get through the injustices of the unfairness that were not happening, so that you could take a look at the things to help you be more stable in your life. So I want to thank all the people who've already subscribed and supported me to 2,000 subscribers. If you are new here, I want to thank you for coming and checking out my channel. I want to thank the people who donated and clicked the link in my description box and who got personal readings from me, watched videos, watched ads associated with this video, or watched my video multiple times, liked, shared, subscribed, comment, all of those things. I'm going for a goal of 3,000 subscribers. If you've not yet subscribed, please take a moment to do so, and I'd appreciate that very much. Okay, so we're going to do like a 4-card spread around this Justice card. And let's pull some energy. Here we go. So I'm looking for it at the angle of Gemini. That's what we're looking at right now. All right, the overall energy is this Knight of Cups and this Ace of Pentacles. So looking at the Libra energy for the sign of Gemini, since we are in the month of Libra, and we've had lots of Libra things happening, like the Mercury retrograde, and the Sun was in Libra, and the new moon that happened. So we need to look at this. So we have the Knight of Cups, and that is some sort of proposal. The energy is going to be around this Libra stuff that you've been learning is going to be around this energy of like maybe a proposal. It could be romance. It could be new friends. It could be you just being open to new love in a new way that you've never been open to before. And then it's coupled with the Ace of Pentacles, which means it's a new beginning in this new love. So it could be a new love with someone old, or a new love with someone new, like meaning somebody that you knew in the past as well. But this is going to open up some prosperity for you. Maybe it has to do something with property. We know that Libra has to do with that. It could be just your happiness in general, and helping you to become having more contentment in life. This is also an energy of money coming quickly for you, maybe receiving some gifts or opportunities that come for you. And basically it's saying that you're going to get what you need if we can advance forward in this proposal of romance, so whether you're bringing a proposal to someone or they're bringing it to you, and it could be romance or new friendship. So I was talking about how, like, if I'm talking about relationships, because there's so many people and I'm not doing a personal reading for you, it could be a relationship of anything. So it doesn't always have to be love. It could be a friendship. It could be a boss, a coworker. It could be a parent, a sibling, something like that. Relationship. It's just a relationship of love. The present situation that is around you when it comes to Libra is that there is a gift that has been presented to you. One that maybe you didn't want to look at, one that maybe you wanted to ignore, something that you wanted to go, if I don't think about that, it'll just go away type of energy. And this is a type of gift that's not going away. This is something that God put in your life for a reason. And the more you try to turn away from it and look away, the more you're going to be pushed in the direction just a little bit harder. So let's take a look at these down here. So we have 3 cups that the person is looking at and focusing on. This could be the 3D reality that you're focusing in on too much. And then this right here is what God's trying to bring you, or keeps presenting and keeps showing you things. And it's like you might see things over and over and over again, signs over and over again. Like for me yesterday, I kept seeing the same exact sign over and over and over again. And I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? I kept seeing this this vehicle, like over the same one. I've never seen this vehicle, but I kept seeing it over and over and over and over again. And I was like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, what is this? Like, they kept directing my eyes to this specific thing on this truck, and I'm like, why are you trying to show me this thing on this truck? I don't get it. So it's kind of the same thing where I was so focused in on the 3D reality that I wasn't recognizing what God was trying to show me. And so God's trying to show you something. And so that's the present situation, is that there's some gift coming in, and this is the hand of God giving you this gift, and you're not looking at it. You're like, no, 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 no. I won't look at this. I'm going to look at this 3D dimensional reality. I'm not going to look and feel and be a part of this other thing that you want me to do. Maybe you're just not understanding how you fit into this situation or something. Like maybe you're not understanding how this can happen. Maybe it just seems too far-fetched for me or too out of your reach. And so that's why you're like, no, 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 I just cannot do it. The action that needs to be taken, or the events that will occur, is that there's this reunion or this union that's coming in. It's this equal give and take. It's this partnership. So God has presented a partner, whether it's in business or love or whatever. God has presented a person, a partner, an energy that would be perfect for you and perfect for this person. And it's like, see, this is it. This is what you've been asking for. It's probably not in the way that you feel like is best for your situation at this moment. Like you do feel strongly about it, like, oh man, yeah, that would be a good thing for me. And I do like that. That does make me happy. However, there's a point, there's a party that's like, it just seems too far-fetched for me, though. It just doesn't seem like maybe you don't feel like you have enough money for this person, or maybe you don't feel like that you measure up to this person so that you can come forward to them. There's some kind of feeling like that, but God has been presenting. That's what it is. So he's presenting this cup, and here's the cup. He's like, this is the cup I'm trying to give you. There's communication that needs to be had for both of your healing. There's communication that needs to be had for both of you guys to understand a higher level or a higher aspect of this dimensional reality that we're in. And so God's like, this person will be able to help you, and you will be able to help this person. Like it's an equal give and take. So I'm seeing like an earth energy with the green, and then I'm seeing a red energy, which is going to be like Aries. So it could be like and it doesn't have to be these people getting together, but it could be the energy of these people, like the energy that's forcing this to come together. But I'm seeing like Aries, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius on one end, and then I see on the other end an earth energy, like a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, because of the green. So a grounded soul with the fiery soul is what I'm hearing, okay? And then we also have air energy right here, which is blue. And then we have the Cancer, which is the water. So it's sharing love with this air energy of coming like forward in this free feeling like I've got to do this. And then we have yellow, which is happiness. So there's a lot of things on the card right here that's explaining like how this, so you have all four elements, and the fifth element, like they're showing me the Fifth Element movie. You know, you have wind, fire, water, and earth, and the fifth element is love. That's beautiful. So that's what that's the complete package, is the events that need to be taken. The events that need to be taken is that this conversation needs to be had between these two individuals that share the fifth element with each other, that share all of the elements. So you know how you've been in relationships and it feels like it's either too fiery or too airy, but it, you know, maybe it's too grounded, that you guys never like dream, you know, it's kind of like that. Or maybe it's too watery. It's like there's relationships that just leaning too much imbalanced on one side, and they're showing me that this relationship that God's putting into your existence is going to have all five elements. It's going to be super balanced, and that's the energy of Libra, is to balance out something. And so in your case, it's balancing out this relationship. The thing that needs to be weighed up, like on the scale, is this this feeling of someone being left out in the cold. So maybe you left someone out in the cold, or they left you out in the cold, or you both did it to each other. But that is the relationship that needs to be weighed up. It's the relationship that needs to be looked at. It's the relationship that you ignored. It's the relationship that, well, someone was ignored. It could have been you or them. It's snowing on these people and they barely have any clothes on, and one person's like broken and the other person is like, I can't see your brokenness because I'm too broken over here myself. It's kind of like that, you know. So it could be something that you ignored or they ignored. It's a relationship that has been ignored in the 3D reality for survival, or it could have been ignored just because of low self-worth. It could be still being ignored because of low self-worth. Someone is exhibiting low self-worth. Maybe both parties did. Maybe both parties were too afraid to tell the other person that they really loved them for some reason. Maybe there was judgment around it. Maybe they were just really young and they just didn't know how to express themselves or express what they were feeling. Maybe they didn't know what they were feeling. Maybe there's some guilt and shame around the relationship that made them feel like, well, if I did this, if I felt this way about this person, I'm just a horrible person if I do that, if I did that. Because maybe there's a circumstance around it that was just really strong that made it go, oh gosh, the one person that I can't have is the one person that I want. And maybe that was like, well, it's impossible. It feels like somebody felt like it was a really impossible thing, or it would never work, it would never happen, or there's no way that person could love me. There's a lot of those types of feelings around this connection. And the outcome is that there is a Page of Cups coming. The outcome is love. It's the fifth element. And that if you guys could share the good news with each other that you've had in your lives, if you guys could maybe enjoy life more together, maybe you guys can dream together, maybe you guys could share your intuition with each other. But I feel like the outcome is that when you do come to each other, it's going to have to go really slowly, because this right here was very scary for both people. Whatever happened made the relationship feel like it couldn't advance forward. So as the relationship does advance forward, I guess what I'm hearing from you guys is like, let each other know, I'm going to take this really slow with you. The feeling that I have is that I want it to go really fast. But because we both have dealt with so much in this relationship, it's best if we take it really slow. And because it's like, I have this feeling like you would scare each other off. Like there's runner chasers in this relationship. And it would be best if you guys took it really slow, like page energy, where you just kind of enjoy each other, learn about each other. And it's like the energy behind it is really strong though. Like, you know that it could go really fast, but you don't want either person to feel like you're love bombing each other. Both of you guys have been in relationships in your life, whether they were romantic or not, were very narcissistic, and you've dealt with love bombing and gaslighting and all of these things. And if you feel that energy, you may run, right? Both of you guys may run and say, oh gosh, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. Let's see what the advice is for this reading, and then let's move into, and Gemini, I just want you to know, I did your reading a couple days ago, and I did the entire reading and it never recorded. And it was a really good reading. I just gave up that day. I was like, because it was like, I felt so good. It was such a great reading, and then I didn't record, and I'm like, now I always take that as a sign from God saying, like, although it was a great reading and I had all that information, it wasn't the time for it. So I don't know. I just always take it as a good sign and not a bad one. So you're really close to achieving your goal. And the situation that you're in right now where you're ignoring each other, if you continue to do that, nothing will come of the situation. Bringing love into the situation, which is the fifth element, we have to bring love into the situation because you guys have all of the other elements and both of you guys are just missing love. Believe in the impossible, because I feel like around this relationship you think that it's impossible, that there's no way, one, that this person can love you, or two, that this person would be even open to having a relationship with you. Maybe you did something to this person that you feel regretful about, or vice versa, and maybe that's why you think that. But just remember that all things are possible in this lifetime. There is nothing that's impossible. So believe in the impossible. If you just release the negativity around the relationship, you're going to have a better vibration coming into when you come in contact with this person. It's not going to feel so much like you don't feel like you're not good enough for this person. And I know you've been working on yourself, so your hard work is paying off. So just keep focused and keep moving in that direction because you're moving in the right direction. Okay, that was a very beautiful reading. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Aries full moon energy, which is the Emperor energy. Okay, so the next card that we're going to talk about is the Emperor. And the reason why is because there's a full moon in Aries on the 20th. We just got out of a new moon in Libra. And then we had the 10-10 portal, which was super crazy. And now we're moving into the energy of Aries moon. The Emperor, he is about control, security, order, and ambition. When it comes to your home, the things that you might be noticing is, are things running smoothly? Are things in order? And do you have the right boundaries and protection? So this is an interesting thing. You can use black salt to go around your house, and that will protect your house from negative energy. That is just a spiritual thing that you can do if you want to. And it's about setting boundaries within your home, outside your home. Maybe you have people who come and they just come without being announced. I don't like that, actually. It's not one of my things. If you're coming to my house, you got to text me and let me know that you're coming. You can't just like, stop, bye. I'm not into that. But in a relationship, you might have a new partner. You might be focusing on a new partner. It might be about planning for the future, or loyalty and love. Like, is your partner loyal, or are they cheater? You know, do they cheat on your money? Do they cheat on your love? Do they cheat? What kind of person are you with? In career and money, it could be about like how your finances are organized, how you balance your expenditures, the things that you might feel are unfair, or do you have fairness at work? And then, are you being stifled in your creativity when it comes to work? Like, are you able to express yourself? The more negative aspect of the Emperor is very power hungry. He's very excessive with his demands. He has a lot of negative traits associated with the traditional masculinity, such as being domineering, controlling, and even cruel at times. And another aspect of the Emperor is greed. The Emperor is really good at setting boundaries, but when we're in a negative energy of the Emperor, we might have problems with drawing the line with people, or maybe we use excessive force and persuasion to get what, somebody's using that either for you or you're using it to other people to get exactly what you want. So it could be very manipulative as well. The other issue with the Emperor card and this energy is that people might have problems with authority figures. So, gosh, I hope not, but there could be some problems with, like, we might be seeing things surfacing where people are not respecting the law. or respecting like the cops. If the cop pulls them over, you might see a lot of those types of things coming up. But the Emperor can be a very, very domineering person, very egotistical and narcissistic. Now, if you look at the card of the Emperor, like we're looking at the card of the Justice, he's wearing a red cloak, which is about armor, having your armor on. So the Emperor is not as vulnerable. He's not a vulnerable person. He doesn't like to show his vulnerabilities. But he is very good at taking action. That's why it's the card of Aries, because Aries takes action. Aries is the ram. So Mars is the ruler of this planet, and that's why. The red cloak also represents taking action and being in the material world. So this person doesn't like to stay too much in the 5D. They like to stay in the 3D and muscle and grit their way through life. The crown that sits on the Emperor's head is about the higher self and shows how the Emperor is very autonomous and self-directed. It also shows that the Emperor is very self-contained and very self-reliant. The Sun is moving into Scorpio, and Scorpio's secrets. I forgot to tell the other signs that. Let's go ahead and shuffle a few times, and then we'll pull some cards. Let me move this out of the way. So we're looking at this Emperor energy. Sometimes the Emperor energy can feel like the devil energy if you're not careful, because the Emperor can be very egotistical. So we just gotta, it feels that way to me, that there's some sort of, like, because the devil energy is ego, and the Emperor has a lot of ego. So coupled with that Libra energy, because we're out of Mercury retrograde, that is going to be really interesting to see what's happening. Okay, so around this Emperor card and this full moon energy that we're about to feel, we're already feeling it because it's on the 20th, so is the Lover's card and the full energy. Those are really good because it's full energy is the opposite of the Emperor energy. And he's literally like, and no gender to the card, it's just, that's the energy. Let's talk about the energy on the card is very free-spirited. It's about new beginnings. It's about innocence and spontaneity and free spirit when it comes to love. So that may be something that you haven't felt in a long time. It may be something that you're searching for, that you're wanting, this freedom of love. You know, not to be held back, and even to almost feel reckless when it comes to love and take a lot of risks, and it makes you feel alive, like you want to feel alive in love again. And let's see what the Emperor's doing. So you in this situation, you are the Queen of Wands, the energy, so no gender, like I said. The Queen of Wands is, she is somebody that hides behind her great qualities. Like, she isn't totally vulnerable. She's like in her power, but she doesn't show vulnerability a lot to a lot of people. So she's very good at expressing herself, and she's very self-aware, and she's social and super supportive, and she's a great counselor for other people, and people always come to the Queen of Wands to say, hey, what do I do about this? Because she's very entrepreneurial as well. But she's more of a fiery energy mixed with some logical energy. She does have happiness, and she shows the world her happiness, but her vulnerability is something that she works on, is being just out and open and more vulnerable. The Queen of Wands can be insecure. That's why she has a mask on. That's why she doesn't show herself. She can be jealous at times, and she can be a bit selfish. So those are going to be the energy of the Emperor that's coming out. That would be the shadow side of how you're feeling during this full moon period and what you're going to be looking at. Now, the Queen of Wands also takes courage, and she's very determined, and she's very passionate and joyful as well. So if we can focus in on the good qualities of being the Queen of Wands energy instead of the selfishness and insecurity and jealousy, you're going to do a lot better during the full moon. But if that shadow side comes up, just take a look at it and say, okay, what am I being selfish about? Am I being selfish? Is it really selfishness? Or is it just me doing what's right for me? You know, maybe it is about you becoming more selfish so that you can leave a situation. so that you can move forward into love and feel better about what you're doing. Maybe it is about looking at your insecurities and your jealousies, or maybe looking at how somebody is so jealous of you that they don't let you do anything. So all of those things is what the energy that you're going to be in, kind of swimming through during this full moon. The past issue that you're looking at is this gift that God gave you. So it's so interesting because we just talked about that in the last reading. Right now it's upside down. So the past issue, because that's what they're showing me, when it's upside down, it's going to be an issue. So the Four of Cups is about focusing in on the 3D, just exactly what I said in the last reading. That's the past issue. So the Libra energy brought up this issue, and now we're going to be focusing in on it for the full moon energy of Aries. So that's very interesting. But you have, it's almost like being apathetic about your situation, or maybe you're just in a deep contemplation about what's going on and you've disconnected yourself so you can really think about what's going on. It could be getting stuck in withdrawal and not being aligned in with your higher self, and just feeling disconnected. But it's also about, like I said, not seeing the gift, or not wanting to see the gift, or not accepting the gift, or something like that. Like realizing that something really special is in your life, but you're not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting from it. And that is that it's the past issue, so you're going to be moving from that. And so I guess just understanding that there is something in your life that's really special, but it might be uncomfortable for you because you're just not sure how it fits into your life. I get that. Or how you can fit into that, the other person's life. Okay, so your hopes and fears are going to be this reunion. Like, you really do want this reunion. It's a reunion of mind, body, and spirit. It's a reunion of divine masculine, divine feminine, and God, uniting as one. It could be a reunion of two people on this planet and one person in the spirit world helping with this situation. It could be just you reuniting with the inner aspect of yourself that you feel like has been lost through the years, and just getting back into this giddy, free-flowing, free-spirited, beautiful energy that you have let go in order to become an adult. And it's like wanting to reconnect. There's a reconnection that you're wanting. And you also fear it at the same time. Like, if I reconnect with this person, what does that mean for me? What does my life look like? And so there's a bit of hesitation around this energy as well, but you know that it would be really good for you. So you're kind of like, I do want this though. I really do. I really want this. Well, let's see what the outcome is going to be. The outcome is exactly the same exact card of what action needed to be taken for the Libra Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde started this for you so that you can finish it. So the outcome is that you're going to be reunited with this person. I want to dive into that just a little bit more because I feel like there's more that needs to be said. But there is going to be a reconciliation or a reconnection with someone that's really good for you. Someone that you have a lot of respect for, someone that you love deeply, someone that mirrors to you the things that you need to look at and see, and sometimes that's hard, and maybe that's why you ran away from the person, because you didn't really want to see what was going on with you, because it was easier just to ignore it. But there comes a time where your body just won't let you ignore it anymore, and if you choose to work on it, then you have the chance of healing. If you don't work on it, then that's generally how people go into full-blown narcissism, because people who grew up with narcissistic people have narcissistic tendencies, but it doesn't mean they're actually narcissistic. They can very well go in that way. If God taps on your shoulder and you decide not to look at your crap, then yeah, you could. So what's happening is you've been moving forward for a while. You've been hermiting, looking at your illusions, having lots of strength. You've let a lot of things go and put things down. And this action has helped you move forward and gain a higher perspective. And because of that, you started to plan your long term in a different way and seeing how you can actually be happy. Like you can actually see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and happiness is actually there. And that is making you want to bring your sword of truth to someone. And Archangel Michael has brought their sword of truth about equal give and take in the situation. So about what you need and what you see in this other person is that they are a person of long term. They are a person of integrity. It's things that you haven't seen in people in a long time. It's things that you haven't seen in a divine feminine in a long time. For some of you, that's not everybody, but some of you guys have not ever seen that in a divine feminine. Like the divine feminines that you've been with have been very double energy. And this is like, and you saw it a long time ago, and then it's like that light dimmed out because of some situation, and then you didn't see it for the longest time, and you just thought that you made that up about that person. That person wasn't really like that. No, there's no way. And then you reunited and you're like, oh my gosh, that person really is like that. So you see this equal give and take, you see the sword of truth, and you want a contract with this person, or you have a soul contract with this person. You know it's deeper than recognized it at first, or maybe you did recognize it first, but you denied it or whatever. But this person has helped you become aware of your life and more alert to what was happening. They were really helping you out, and they helped you to focus your energy so that your hard work could pay off. And they gave you a lot of information, and that information really helped you succeed. And now you're ambitious, you're making great choices, and you're ready to take charge and go towards this person and let them know, like not be as protective over your feelings. It's like you're at a crossroads, so you're ready to go ahead and make that leap forward in the full energy that you just saw right there. So a full energy right here for the lovers. So yeah, you're going to take the leap forward towards the lovers because you realize that that's where your happiness is. It's where your nine of cups is, which is wish fulfilled. Like that's where your wishes are. And you've been wishing upon a star forever. And you even gave up wishing for a long time. Like you're like, wishing on stars is stupid, until this person came back in your life and you're like, I think I'm going to wish upon a star again. Let's get some advice cards for this. And maybe some, for those of you who have love, we'll go ahead and do a love card as well. How about that? Do some love cards and find out what's going on. All right, so what is the advice? I think I kind of already told you some advice, but hold your vision. Hold your manifestation vision and surrender to the divine. Keep surrendering and keep letting go. It's time to release negativity so you don't go towards that person with all the things that made you run before. And remember that you are safe in this. God has your back. He loves you. And you have a new romantic cycle beginning if you want it. For those of you who are into romance, and that there is definitely a new beginning. We saw it twice. We saw it in the Libra reading as well, that you have a new beginning. And then you also have it here. So let's find out what this person feels about you in their 5D reality, not what you see, not what you see on Facebook, not what you see on Instagram, not what you see anywhere else, but what they really truly feel, so that you can gain that confidence for those people in love, and you can move towards your love and get that fifth element. So when they look at your picture, it brings them to tears. And yes, they do have a picture of you. You think that they don't, but they do. They've seen you somehow, some way. My whole body burns at the thought of you. At the thought of you guys coming together. They're just, oh my gosh. You are a diamond of immense strength and beauty. They see how much strength that you've been having to hold on. They see how much work that you've been doing on the 5D level, because you may not be showing it on the 3D level, but they can feel it. I feel so much joy with you. It's like I'm a kid again. See, this energy right here. That's where you guys are going. You guys are going into that feeling of freedom. So no more trapped love, no more trapped souls, no more of that. But once you feel like you're ready, then that would be the time to move forward. And then I'm excited to hear how this is going to go for you guys. If you like this reading or entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. This way you get notified as soon as I post something new. Also on the screen, you see the 1010 energy and your playlist, Gemini, and I cannot wait for you to be at the next energy update. You guys have a great day. Bye.